Welcome to the Fragrance Files.
Welcome to the Fragrance Files. So I don't, there's been a time when I was known for a signature scent, but I don't think it's been since high school. I had a teacher once like make fun of me that everyone knew that I was coming because I used the old herbal essences, the pink conditioner, and like the curls were always massive then too. So I was kind of known for like that scent, I guess. But I even at that time I was like rotating my actual fragrances, but um I've done nothing but like experiment with scent since. And I have had people ask me like, does it bother you that your children are not going to have like this one scent that one day when they're adults and you're gone that reminds them of you? And like I have with my grandmother, like she always wore Taboo, so I can't smell civet without thinking of her. But I mean, my parents and my other grandparents, they never really wore signature fragrances. So the scent memories I have of them are more about like who they were. And I want my kids to take with them that that ritual that we have of like slowing down, like when we're on a walk, smelling flowers, smelling the grass, tasting things. And I want that memory of that mindfulness to stick with them more than just like one scent. I mean, they're probably going to take all of this with them when I go one day. Um, but like for example, my father never wore fragrances, but he was a custodial engineer, and when he passed at the end of last year, and the scents that are always reminding me of him are gasoline, oil, um, vague cigarette smoke covered up with lifesavers, and metal because he always had just like a massive keychain hanging from his belt loop. So, I that reminds me of him every day. So I don't have that worry. My kids are gonna carry this this idea of experimentation and mindfulness of your surroundings more than just a singular scent for me, I think.
It's really beautiful. And I do think when it comes to remembering people through fragrance, you are not the perfume that you choose to wear the most in people's memories.
Yeah,
You live on in the things that you were when you were alive and the things that they
absolutely.
remember
Yeah.
experiencing with you. Um, and I think that reflects a lot in the episodes of Goth Fragrance Dialogues when I would ask, what is your first memory tied to scent? Because every time it wasn't, sometimes it was, my mom's bottle of Mugler Angel or, what have you, but often it was my Italian grandmother's kitchen. It was her
Yeah.
garden. It was, the worn leather of my
Hmm.
dad's car seats. Like,
Yeah,
we remember things so much more vividly through scent that is separate from fragrance. Um,
absolutely. Yes.
so I've never really considered being known by one scent post mortem, but I do think the allure of like an easy example is my apartment building. There's a girl on the fifth floor that wears YSL Libre, and I know that because I know when she's left the building anytime I get in the elevator. I'm
It does
like,
stick around. It does stick around quite a long time.
I was like, and it's a lovely smell. It's not horrendous, but I get in the elevator and I'm like, she must be going out because I know that that's her going out fragrance. I know
I'm
nothing
sure she
else
would
about her.
I'm sure she would love to know that too, but also maybe might be a little creepy.
I am the creepy person that I got in the elevator once, and I was like, "Is that YSL Libre?" And she just like looked at me, and I was like, "I know fragrance." And she was like, "It is." And I was like, "It's lovely. Have a good night."
I I love so I play this game with myself when I'm in public, and I will always, if I smell somebody's fragrance, I will always ask them and tell them that they smell good even if it's not something that I particularly like. But in my head, if I run into you in the real world and I ask you what you're wearing, it's because in my head I am computing and trying to figure out, and I'm asking you because I want to know if I'm right.
Right.
9 times out of 10, I'm able to guess it because 9 times out of 10 in New York, it's either Baccarat Rouge or Santal 33. But
Yeah. And not to go too far down that tangent, I have been at dinner and the young, very clearly non-binary individual that was serving us pizza, I was like, "What fragrance are you wearing?" And they were like, "Oh, my grandmother got me a bottle of Sauvage for Christmas, but I only wear that for special occasions, so I got a dupe of it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, it's very fresh."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Something smells like an orange in bleach." Like I need to know what crime has been committed here. They were perfectly lovely. I just really
Yeah.
did not like what they were wearing. Um,
Savage that does that to me too. I can't lie.
but a dupe of Sauvage. Um, yeah. But I do think the idea of being known by one scent or by a signature scent is very sexy, very alluring. I would love to be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What makes it so sexy and alluring, do you think?
I don't know. This idea of, I think it's a confidence and identity. You
Mm,
have, like, there are people that maybe have a signature scent because they don't know anything else.
yeah.
And those might be the people where I'm like, well, let me show you the world of
Mhm,
fragrance. But if you are someone who has been able to explore fragrances and you've said,
mhm.
no, this is my fragrance, even if it's seasonal, like this is my summer fragrance, this is
Yeah,
the one I need. Like, how confident are you in you?
true,
Like,
true.
that you are truly self actualized.
Yeah. It must be
I,
really nice to not be such a slave to consumerism and just be able to pick one scent and just live with it. My
right.
wallet, I know, would be a lot happier if I was a signature scent person. I could
In
maybe see being a signature scent person if it was something obscure that nobody else, like it would have to be something that I made that nobody else ever has, if that makes
right.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Or if you were someone who like maybe had like a discontinued version of something that just like when it's gone, so are
Yeah.
you.
I have notes about this.
um but I think that there is, to your point, like there's both the identity thing. Like I said, I think it's such an immense BD and E, like to be able to say this is my scent, this is my
Yeah.
fragrance. And maybe I'm like kind of drawn to the allure of a signature scent because that's how I started my fragrance journey, trying to find a signature scent.
Yeah. But once you realize the great big world that's out there of fragrance.
Yeah, but I keep whittling it down. Every now and then I look at the tray and I'm like, who among you has not been worn? Who among you could I say goodbye to?
I need to get into that mentality, clearly.
I think there's just different attitudes.
Yeah.
I love a big collection for others, just not so much for me.
Yeah. But I do think that the idea of a signature scent is it does still matter because I think if we zoom out from our world of fragrance obsessed people, um I think it's a lot more common for people to have one, maybe two scents,
For
or
sure.
in a lot of cases like no sense at all. But I do think that it's I think it's beautiful to find one fragrance that fits your needs and like I said, be free of that consumer mentality. But at the same time, it feels restrictive for me, but I also think that we're in a time where it's challenging to have just one scent, especially with the rate, number one, of the things that are coming out really frequently, and two, how fast things are being reformulated. So it becomes more and more difficult to get something that smells consistently for a long, consistently the same for long periods of time.
That's fair. I guess, does the idea of a signature scent have to be forever? Or can you
True.
have seasons of scent?
Yeah. How can it evolve?
Yeah. Um, I mean, to your point, I think reformulation is a big problem.
Hmm.
Right. I mean, we know it has to happen, and there are a variety of reasons that it has to happen. But for
Yeah,
those people who, not just signature scent wearers of that fragrance, but people who truly love it, um, when things get reformulated, they're going to change.
they are.
It might be subtle, But if you really love that fragrance or it's the only fragrance you wear, you're going to know.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're intimately aware of a scent, I think it becomes easier to pick up on those. I mean, look how people obsess over the batch codes of oh, what is it? Creed Aventus. Like people
Hmm.
hunt down and are crazed for these batch codes that they think it's the best version of what it could possibly be, and like that feels unfair to the consumer in a lot of ways to feel like you can't, like you're not going to get the same experience. But I mean that's for totally different reasons than why a lot of people reformulate.
Yeah, I was also going to say, just I wonder just how different between batches of fragrance can be.
Hmm.
Like I know there can be a variation because maybe they couldn't source the same ingredient if it's a natural from the same place, or
Hmm.
we're seeing a lot of IFRA restrictions around ingredients.
Yeah.
But outside of reformulation, are batch codes really that different? I guess I'm unfamiliar with that.
I don't I mean, I'm not an Aventus fanatic, so I can't tell you what the difference is, but there are people who are massive fans of the fragrance that swear that there are massive differences in them. And I honestly couldn't tell you because I couldn't care less. But I think the biggest time, I think, when there's reformulations that actually affect maybe not the overall smell of the fragrance, but a performance of a fragrance. You know, when you're a brand that is looking to sell to venture capital or looking to sell to one of the big overlords of fragrance, um, you need to make your product as profitable as possible. So when you're independently owned, you might be putting in for the quality of that fragrance. But when you're looking to increase your profit, but you're not necessarily increasing your sales, you look back at cutting back on quality as much as you can. That's why people will say brands like Byredo used to last so much longer. What else is really popular? Byredo, and even Creed, before they were bought out, they had a lot more staying power. But in order to cut those costs, you reduce the oil concentration. You get things that smell very similar, but maybe are cheaper ingredients. Maybe you're swapping out that natural for a cheaper, more readily accessible synthetic. So it may be difficult for the average nose to pick up on those differences, but you see it mostly, I think, in the longevity of a fragrance.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It is not the only reason why people reformulate. There are a lot, like we discussed
Oh yeah.
earlier. There's IFRA compliance, there are allergens, there are, we discover every day when things are maybe not safe in certain doses that are in fragrances. As I mean, people in Europe are freaking out right now. Juvedan is freaking out right now over all the IFRA changes that are happening. That can be a whole episode all on its own, and I can talk on and on and on about it, but
Yeah.
on a tangent.
Yeah, they happen. But talking to like a signature scent, I think there's something incredibly interesting around the idea of a signature scent because it strips away a lot of the not only the consumer ideas but the over investment that I think we can have in fragrance. As much as I
Yeah.
love appreciating the fragrance art form, I love
Mhm.
the story. I
Yeah.
love going along with the journey of a fragrance. So when I'm reading it and it's like this perfume is a fairy with pink hair that broke up with her boyfriend and rode an elevator to the top of a golden tower and it's raining and it's neon. I'm there. I'm
I
along
wanna
for the
smell
journey.
that.
Right. And when you reach for a fragrance and you're like, "Oh yeah, this is the fairy perfume." Like you're there with the story. But if
Yeah.
you only have one scent, you really are breaking all of that away and you're saying this is about me. It kind of changes the narrative in a way
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
maybe that's why I find it so romantic in a way
You
because
become
you're
the
saying,
story.
"Right, this is my scent."
I love that. Do you feel like you can achieve that with I don't know. I don't know if I could achieve that with just one scent.
I am not someone who has ever had a signature scent.
Yeah.
Um, so it feels ambitious to me. I
Yeah.
like the idea of a concise wardrobe of fragrances.
Hmm.
I like the idea of having, even within that wardrobe, kind of your comfort fallbacks that
Yeah.
will always work. But I've never been a signature scent person, so I can't.
Yeah.
I want to experience it.
I I don't think that the average person needs more than like 4 or 5 fragrances, right? We have these massive collections because this is our hobby, this is what we do. But in actuality, what do you actually need? Is one scent appropriate for all settings, right? I know for me, I like something I can wear to the office versus something I wear at night. What is my special occasion scent? What is my, or even seasonal, right? But I don't think the average person needs more than like 4 or 5 to achieve that.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. I mean, I know people that do a work fragrance, a casual fragrance, and then like a special occasion, and they could do
Yeah,
three.
yeah.
Or, I mean, I do know two people that have a warm weather fragrance and a cold weather fragrance.
Interesting. Interesting. But what if you're going out somewhere fancy?
Is it warm or cold?
Oh, I don't know. It's giving me anxiety just thinking about it.
I also have to wonder people that do signature scenting. And if you're one of those elusive, amazing people, please comment. We want to know.
Yes, please tell
Um,
us. I want to
but
pick your brain about so many things.
do you have days when you're not scented because that scent doesn't fit?
Good point. I
If
do.
your signature scent is an oud rose, but you're going to a spa with friends, do you just go unscented?
Oud rose. Oh God, oud rose in a tight setting is a little bit rough. Yeah, I mean, I think zooming out, I don't know if the average person wears fragrance every single day. I don't know if before, I guess I was always wearing like a body mist or something, so it was never totally unseasoned, but does the average person just have days where they wear nothing at all?
Well, to be fair, again, my background here is I thought migraines were triggered by fragrance. So until I
Mhm.
was like 22,
You are nothing.
I unscented deodorant, unscented body wash, unscented laundry detergent, no
What did you
fragrances,
smell like? You smelled like a void.
inert. Like, as inert as possible. Um, so yeah, I guess now I went from nothing to everything. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have the frame of reference to fully understand this, and maybe that's why I'm so enamored by it.
Yeah, that is a giant shift to have. My mind just went to, because I have ADHD and my other special interest is listening to things like um ghost story podcasts and like true crime podcasts, and I'm like, what if somebody solved a crime by identifying somebody's signature scent? Is that possible? Could somebody do that?
I would love that.
Right.
That sounds like a book that Sarah McCartney would write.
Yeah. It definitely does.
Shout out to Sarah McCartney.
Love her.
So yeah, I guess you were someone who was kind of known for a scent. So
Yeah,
when did that stop
unintentionally.
working for you?
When herbal essences change their formula and you can't smell it anymore.
Another victim of
Um,
reformulation.
another victim. I recently went back because I'm like, oh my God, I always smelled, and I could distinctly remember what it smelled like, even though I couldn't put it into words now. Um, but it was just like, it was floral and it was pear and it was gorgeous. And I went back recently. I'm like, I wonder if this would work for me again. I would love for my hair to smell like this again. And I don't know if it's just like the romanticizing of my youth or that it's been reformulated, but it smelled nothing like I remember and left no lasting impression after I had washed my hair. So, yeah, the reformulation got me. But uh, I think I even after that. So, like we discussed, I had a large like collection of celebrity fragrances when I was younger, but had that time in between where I was just sort of bored with fragrance, but I still always had at least 4 or 5 fragrances rotating at some point, and that was at some point body sprays. I was definitely on the Sol de Janeiro train way before it was popular to be there. Now Sol de Janeiro doesn't want to work with me because I'm too old, but that's besides that's besides the point. I get denied for those PR packages all the time. But the target
Oh
audience is,
my.
yeah, the target audience is Gen Z because it's affordable fragrance, right? That's why we saw that whole boom of, I think, body mists. I think it was the fragrance industry's way of combating the dupes and the affordable fragrances on TikTok was to come out with body mists, but I think they severely miscalculated that they didn't meet the beast mode standards of the crowd. So yeah, I never really, once I could choose fragrance, I never really had just one. It was always rotating.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you're firmly in the camp that a signature scent, the commitment to one, would be restrictive.
Oh yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it at all. I mean, it's it's very personal. I am very much a sensory seeker, so I can't imagine being restricted to just smelling one thing all the time. Um, and it is sort of ingrained in me as part of my upbringing and my education in culinary too, because you're trained to smell and taste everything. So I almost have taken that training from the culinary world into the fragrance world because I want to be able to identify as many things as possible, and I want to, it comes in the culinary education so that you can cook things on the fly, right? You can improv if you're missing something, or if a dish is, somehow just you're working on a recipe and it's not what you want it to be. Having that library of knowledge in your brain. So I think that's always um, really understanding the complexities of flavor and scent is so deep in my mind that I'm like, how can I just experience one thing? So yeah, I the world would be so much less vibrant if I just had one smell all the time.
I love anytime we can compare perfume to another art form or another piece of the world,
Mhm.
culinary or music or wine. Um, so I like that interpretation. I also have to think uh, having a signature scent does run the risk of going nose blind. I mean, there's always
Oh
the
yeah.
conversation around, oh, the little old lady is walking by with their cloud of white diamond. And it's like, well, yeah, it's because she's worn it for 40 years and she
She
can't
doesn't
smell it
smell it
anymore.
anymore. Yeah.
Um, so I guess having a signature scent could be dangerous in the sense that maybe you aren't aware of it anymore. You get too
Yeah.
used to it.
And are you somebody that wants to smell your own scent, or you just want others to smell you? Like, that's an option too. There's no rules.
There aren't, but there are considerations. I mean, um, I'm warring the inner battle just while we're on the topic on could I do it? Could I really? I don't know. Maybe I could have signature notes.
I think that's much more approachable. But also, if you become a signature scent person, do we really have a podcast anymore, Josh?
That's fair. I mean, I can smell everything, but I'm only going to wear the one.
I think signature notes are good. I mean, what would be your signature note?
I mean, it would be some form of a cardamom musk because
Yeah.
those are the things that excite me more than anything else.
Yeah.
As I drink a cardamom tea, wearing a cardamom musk perfume today.
You're in your cardamom era. I get it. I get it.
What about
Do
you?
you oof, oof. I want to say tea, but tea is just not versatile enough. No, it's tea. What am I kidding? I'm joking myself. If I can only wear tea fragrances and different versions of tea fragrances for the rest of my life, I'd probably be happy. I think there's enough variation in that category.
That's fair. Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, scent families and scent notes, I think is pretty easy because you can find things that are similar but still fit those different moods.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I do really, I don't know. I'm starting to love ambers. Maybe it's the season though. I'm really feeling a lot of ambers right now. I got my first Serge Lutens recently, and
Ooh.
yeah, I got the 5 o'clock.
Hmm. Love
Yeah,
Serge Lutens.
it's really, really gorgeous. I've been dying to try this house, and a friend of mine was selling it, so I picked it up for super cheap, and like now I want to smell all of them, but can't get them in the US. So, there's that.
Yeah, I mean, L'Orpheline is really stunning.
Mm.
Santal Mass Jewel is really beautiful. Amber
Mm.
Sultan is really great. Philadelphia Berlin. I could go on. I like Serge Lutens quite a lot.
I guess next time you go to the UK, I'm gonna have to have an order list for you.
Yeah, I also have a friend in London, so I could make him bring him over.
I love it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think to your point though, how does a signature scent evolve? Like, even though I just said like cardamom and musk is my bread and butter, kind of in general,
Yeah,
I'm really into the sweet stuff right now because it's the
yeah.
dead of winter. Um, I was looking at the perfumes I've worn so far this year, and I'm like, oh, that's sweet, that's sweet, that's
I
sweet.
know
I wore
you are
Oud
Oud
Sublime the other
Sublime.
day. Yeah.
I was
I
shocked when
wore
you
Oud
said
and
that.
cotton candy.
So, for anybody who doesn't know this fragrance, it's called Oud Sublime, and it's from this brand called Demolished, and they are small batch perfumery out of Argentina. I mean, gorgeous, like hand carved caps, super high oil concentration, and Oud Sublime is the most outstanding interpretation and smoothest possible oud, and it smells like, which is why I'm shocked that you loved it so much, but it smells like warm cotton candy as it's spinning on the machine. It is phenomenal. I've sold so many bottles of this fragrance and it takes like 4 months to restock every time we order it, but it is incredible. Everybody who smells it. If I can't, I'm having a hard time selling somebody on something, that is like one of the two fragrances that I show them, and they almost always pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, Demolished Studio, I had the pleasure of visiting them in Buenos Aires because you told me to. And Maximiliano was so nice, so kind, a little shy, but very kind. And I left with a full bottle of Brutal, which is an
Mm,
amber floral. It is not the least bit brutal, very
yeah.
beautiful. But I also left with the travel size of their whole collection because I wanted to
Yeah.
explore it more. And Oud Sublime was that one where I was like, I enjoy this, but it is so far out of my comfort zone. One
Yeah.
day I'll wear it. And that was 2 days ago, I guess. I was like, I'm going to wear this.
Oh,
I
I
want
have to
something
go get my
sweet.
bottle. Here is the bottle. I mean, it's small, and honestly, for the craftsmanship of these fragrances, I think at a really decent price point too. I think they're 185. It is, yeah, phenomenal. I also have the travel set, and I think my next pickup from them is going to be Libertino. It's one of the most gorgeous vetivers, and it's that really dry roasted vetiver that to me almost smells like the skin of roasted peanuts.
I
Um,
could see that. Yeah.
yeah, I if you get a chance to like go back and smell your travel of it, I find it so fascinating, and I love watching. I think that one's the carrot seed in it too. I love watching people's faces as they smell it, and then I tell them what I think it smells like, and they're like, "Oh, it does smell like peanuts." So that's probably one of the next ones on my list.
But the ignition for that tangent with us was, as much as I would like to be a signature scent person,
Mhm.
then I couldn't have days where I decide to smell like cotton candy oud. Um,
Yeah.
so maybe I'm just rose colored glasses on it.
Yeah. And I mean, I do think it's possible to evolve. And I think in a lot of cases, you don't have a choice but to evolve. I mean, we talked about reformulation, but there's also fragrances getting discontinued, limited editions, brands discontinue things, popular
Brands going
things.
under.
Yeah, brands going under. It happens. I just picked up a bottle of incense water from Sana Jardine because they're not making fragrances anymore. And I remember really loving this one when I smelled it in the store and we sold out. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll restock. I'll pick it up then, only to find out they're done. They might be coming back if they get new investors, but yeah, it was pretty disappointing. So I think that there are moments when you have no choice but to evolve. And I think if that happens to you and you are a signature scent person, I think it's really important to keep an open mind and learn about why you liked that fragrance so much. So there are instances where people come into the store and it's fairly often that this person walks in, and I say this person, but it is different people with the same script that they give me. My favorite fragrance was discontinued 10 years ago, and I've been hunting ever since and have never found something to replace it. And I'm like, all right, we're probably not going to find it today if that's your attitude about it, because you're never going to find the exact same thing, right? It's like trying to match the color of a wall, 15 years ago before we had the technology to match the color of the paint on the wall that you don't have the can for anymore. It'll never be exactly right. You can find something with all the same notes, but have a completely different presentation of it. So I think again, you have to look at why you loved it and pick out elements of it, and that you might be able to find those elements in other fragrances, but allow that to take you on a journey. Like if the main note in your favorite fragrance was jasmine, smell every single jasmine fragrance that you can and learn which kind you like. Is it jasmine sambac? Maybe this one does jasmine in a way that you never experienced, and you've allowed yourself to enjoy it, not because it's a copy of what you loved, but it's an improvement on what you loved. There's definitely a way to come around. It might lead you into a new hobby. You never know.
So your story there just reminded me one of my favorite things about being everyone's goth fragrance bestie, whether they want me to be or not, was actually at work. A coworker's wife. We were at a conference, and she was very confused by the idea of this 6'4" sales manager being a perfume collector. And then she was like, "Oh, I wish I could find this perfume that Kevin bought me, 15 years ago when we were on vacation in Sicily, and it just smelled so good, and I still want it." And I was like, "Tell me about it." And like as she was talking about it, I was Googling, and I think I actually messaged the perfume group and was like, "Hey, has anyone heard of?" And like half an hour into the search, I was like, "Is this your perfume?" And she was like, "Oh my god, how did you find this?" I was like, "One, it's still in production. You can get it.
Oh
Uh,
God.
two, it is honestly not that complicated.
Yeah.
May I suggest a few things for you?"
Yeah. Listen. I
Um,
love when people think I'm some sort of wizard because all I did is go on like Perfumo and like look up things that have similarities. I'm like, oh, did you try this one? And they're like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. I'm like, took me 2 seconds. It's really not. It's
yeah,
really
I mean,
not
it was.
groundbreaking.
I think it was late summer, maybe it was early fall that this happened, and it was just after Jordan Samuel Skin launched Cortile Dolce,
Mm.
um, which is really beautiful, sweet, like lime musk with some like
Ooh.
it's very like white linen shirt, beach, coastal. It is
Okay.
not my vibe of a perfume, but I very much
Hmm.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I want to
And
smell that.
I suggested it to her, and she was like, "I love this. I ordered the bottle that you found, and I ordered
Yeah.
that." And I was like, "Good, awesome."
I think, people often suggest fragrances like, if you liked this is the elevated version of that. Because there are, fragrances that I think are best sellers, but maybe other brands take that concept and twist it and do the same theme, not necessarily a dupe, but do it in their way. Like to me, the biggest the first thing that comes to mind is like Replica Beach Walk, which I absolutely loved when I first smelled it. and gorgeous fragrance, gone in 10 minutes on me. And even though I still have a bottle, I I upgraded to Lamar from House of Beau because that to me has a very similar vibe. It's very much beachy, like you're walking in a like a uh white linen suit, breeze blowing everything, and big straw hat walking on the beach, and it feels elevated in a way, but I can't necessarily explain why it feels elevated other than the massive price difference. But
Well, I also have
um
to think about the if you have a signature scent and it's by
mhm,
a brand that is shitty or got bought by a shitty brand.
mhm,
So like a
yeah.
maybe Le Labo Santal 33 is your vibe,
Yeah.
but now Le Labo is owned by Estee Lauder and you have a clear conscience and you're like, I can't keep buying this. What
Yeah.
do you do? And like there are many perfumes out there that have that smooth, creamy sandalwood vibe
Mhm.
that you can go towards. And then you have to decide, do you want something that feels very upscale and a
Yeah.
little more dressy? And is that going to be Private Eye by Curatrix?
That's
Or do you want
exactly what I was
something that
thinking
is,
too.
yeah, or do you want something that's maybe a little sultrier, a little more masculine? That's going to be
Mm.
Santal Classic by Studio Ready.
Ooh.
Yeah. I My
Josh with
husband
the
is someone who
fragrance
very much
recs.
likes Santal 33, so I have become very well versed in the alternatives. Uh,
I am somebody who doesn't enjoy Santal 33 because I am somebody who it smells like pickles too, but almost every other version of something Santal 33, even everything else that Frank Vogel has done in the same vein, smells way better to me. Like Private Eye, I love Private Eye from Curatrix.
Stunning.
I
Yeah,
think they are very similar, but it feels perfected. It feels like this is what Santal 33 should have been for me.
for sure. And it's at a similar price point, so if you're in it for the luxury, great option. Much
Yeah,
more beautiful bottle. But
true, true. What do Lalabos go for? I've never owned a single Lalabo.
30 mils are like 250.
Oh, so Curatrix is less expensive. I think they're 190 for a 50 ml.
Okay, then I could be wrong as well. I think they're
Yeah,
similar.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, and then like Studio Ready, I think is like 140 for a 50 mil, and
yeah.
Santal Classic is going to be that smooth, creamy bergamot sandalwood, but it has like all of Studio Ready has these very lovely homoerotic musks underneath everything.
Oh, I
So
have
if
to
you want to
order
be,
those.
they're so good. I actually wore four of them on. All four of them are on my wish list, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's rare for me to want this much from one brand.
And Josh wants to be a signature scent person.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
uh,
God.
yeah, it's hard. Um, it's a big smelly world, and I want to smell it all.
Yes, I'm telling you, the world is so much. Listen, fragrance is my escape from the absolute horrors of real life. And life would be very, very boring if it weren't for all of the fragrances that I get to enjoy every day.
I know a signature scent person.
You do?
I made him. My best friend Patrick. Hi, Patrick, if you're listening.
Hi,
Um,
Patrick.
I showed him perfumes. He's my one of my best friends, and he's been through the whole creation of Goth Fragrance Bestie. And the scent that he fell in love with is Violet Ends by Voicemails. And
Oh.
to put this
Oh
in
no.
perspective, Patrick is 6'6", like 2 foot
Yeah.
wide shoulder football player, and he likes a violet fragrance, a
Violet sexy.
discontinued violet fragrance.
Did they not reformulate that one?
I think they did, but it is not.
It's not the same. It's not the
And
same.
that is his only fragrance. And I was like, well, I can help you find something that gives you those vibes. And he was like, no, when it's gone, it's gone.
Oh no. See, how sad is that? Do you want that to be you? No, I don't think you do.
And he only wears it on special occasions now because he's afraid that it's going to run
Oh.
out. I'm going
Oh,
to
that
have
makes
to
me so
search dead
sad.
stock and try to find him a few bottles.
I will check my Bloomingdale's. I actually got a old bottle of vanilla era like not too long ago. I saw it and I immediately picked it up because I'm like, oh, I missed this. I regretted not getting it when everything was going under. And yeah, Bloomingdale's. Check Bloomingdale's.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
reformulate it. I just pulled that up to check.
Ugh.
They did reformulate it, but
Yeah. Wah,
as we talked last time.
wah. So what are some of the things that you're enjoying right now? What is bringing you joy? What's on your tray?
I'm really in, like I said, the sweet stuff right now. I'm wearing a
Mm,
lot of sweet ash, a lot of vanillas, Foreshadow by Curatrix, Beaver Maple by Zoologist, Oud
yeah.
Sublime got out. So, what about you?
I I love it. I'm in kind of a testing zone right now. So I have a couple of things on my tray. I have high tea from Pumpkin Dandy, which I think is my favorite, not Earl Grey. It's an Earl Grey tea, and it's such a great example of a brand that understands what an Earl Grey should smell like and didn't absolutely destroy it with a huge overdose of bergamot at the top. This is gorgeous. And then speaking of discontinued scents, something that's bringing me a lot of joy, and I'm ready to just blind buy the entire collection at this point. It's Chasing Scents Rain Tea. So, background, I blind bought this because I heard that it was potentially being discontinued, hopefully just renamed, but potentially being discontinued because they are being sued by a massive conglomerate that came out with a $600 fragrance in the same name, and they are suing Chasing Scents for the rights to the name. So now this small woman-owned business out of Australia who makes all of her own oils and like makes her own tea tinctures has to either rename or discontinue her fragrance or be, crushed by the evil perfume overlords. So, um I'm about ready to order everything from her because her this is one of the greatest tea scents I've ever experienced. It is white tea, honey, chamomile. It's so photorealistic and one of the best honey scents, not just one of the best tea scents. So, um, this little 30 ml bottle is bringing me a lot of joy, and I need more.
I've heard good things. I've not smelled anything by them.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That's great.
when I
If
when I own
you
all of
are,
them, I'll send it to
yeah, if
you.
you are listening in, let us know what are you wearing and are you a signature scent person? And if you aren't, if you had to be, what would your signature scent be?
Oh my God,
We'll
I
talk
want
to
to
you next
know.
time.
Tell me. Okay, I love you. Bye.